here. So we are right now recording. Okay, so now, by the way, Ace, did you get a chance to look at that? Okay, good, good. And okay, so this is what we're going to do tonight. We are going to, first of all, this is what we are going to, can you guys all see this right now? I bet you can. And this right here, this is what we're going to be making right here. Now, what is going on right here is this is just kind of an L-shaped building. And the reason why I want to go with L-shaped is because not every building is a rectangle. You sometimes have to have a little bit of variety to it. I also downloaded a couple trucks just to kind of make it interesting. That's actually Mustang and an F-150. I'm from Detroit, so Ford's kind of the thing. But anyway, we got that. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing something like this. You notice that you got this right here. When you're working in Revit, you can actually put in this and this concrete pad right here as a floor. You can do that right here. And so that's what we're gonna be doing. Now, where we're gonna be going after this to the tie-in to construction technology that we're going through right here is the fact that we're going to be basically grabbing some topographical information, okay? And we've seen topo plans where you've actually got the contours and so forth. Well, that actually will come in as a 3D type of plan, and then we'll actually set our structure right on top to see how you could actually use the lay of the land or ignore the lay of the land, depending upon what you want to do, to make sure that you're using it properly. Let's say you want to have a step out, like a step on garage or a basement type thing. Well, you can have that and actually use the actual terrain to actually go work in your favor. So therefore, you'd have a step out, this kind of thing. And that's what we'll see. This one is just kind of a virtual thing. There's not really much there. It's just strictly for display purposes. So we have that right there. Speaking of display purposes, my son is working, I told you he's in England. My one son is in England right now. And he actually got connected with this guy whose name is Nick, who's a developer. And Nick is looking for somebody to take over his business. He's trying to get out of the business. So he's trying to put it in my son's hands right now, which is like, seriously, he's only been there for like 6 months, but he loves him. He loves my son. So my son, they're actually doing this thing in Worcester. Worcester is, if you look it up, it's a fairly large city that's not far from Birmingham, over towards the west side of England. And so this guy, Nick, said, John, your work's great. Could you please put together a rendering of this building? It's on a corner lot, and we actually want to build it up and actually put in some hotel space as well as some residential. So he does this thing, whips it up, does this kind of thing, winds up on the BBC. You know, so this thing's on the BBC, and they're kind of showing what this thing's gonna look like in Worcester. And all this kind of stuff's going on. So this is the same software that they use for that kind of thing right here. I kind of went really kind of plain Jane on it. But here's something, if you want to know what to do to make your work look a little bit better, if you got Revit, download Enscape, E-N-S-C-A-P-E, get the student license, Enscape. You want to do that, that's this kind of rendering stuff, makes life look a whole lot better. So that's how you can actually sell people on this kind of thing. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you take a look at this right now. We talked about level 1, level 2, level 3. So essentially right here, the top of this concrete pad, that's level 1. 10 feet up is level 2. Another 10 feet up is level 3. The roof is at level 3. This is on level 1, this is level 2, and underneath is the basement. That would be, -1, but we're going with the basement. You can name it if you want to. So that's where we're going with this, and that's how it's going to work. So let's start and see how this would work. Kyle, would you mind cutting a couple of lights? Make sure you cut the front off, and that's good, and that's good too. Okay, so let's take a look here, and let's go out to Brightspace. And when we go out to Brightspace, what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, take a look at, let me do this. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a new share out to Brightspace here. And let's see here. Okay, out here. Okay, all right. Can you guys see this right now? Okay, so where we're going to go right here, this week, we're still in Revit intro assignments right here. So we're in Revit intro assignments, and what you've got right here is you've got modern hotel levels, and you got modern hotel floors. Okay, now remember what we looked at before last week was a hotel. And the hotel, what it actually had was the hotel actually had a first floor that was actually like the lobby area. And then we had, you guys remember that we took a look at that hotel? Remember that a couple weeks ago? Okay. And then you got floors 2 through 8 all of which are essentially guest rooms. Okay, so they're all the same. So when you're putting that together, each of those has to have a level assigned. So that's what we're going to work out right now. So we're going to put levels together, and we're going to make this happen. So we're going to open up, you want to download this one right here, Modern Hotel Levels. So download that file, and we're going to open that up in Revit. So download that, we'll open it up in Revit. So to do that, you would go here, and we will then download it. So once that downloads, we're going to open it up in Revit. So to open it up in Revit, you would go over here to Revit once you got it open. And this is what our project's going to look like when we're all done. That's what it's going to look like right there. But for right now, I'm just going to close out of there. So go to File, I'm going to Close. And we're going to open up what I just downloaded. Now, again, it's going to be here under your downloads. And you want to open up Modern Hotel Levels. And when you open up Modern Hotel Levels, it's going to look like this. And we'll just go ahead and ignore. It's going to give you a little message. Just go ahead and ignore that. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you guys got this. Okay. Got it? Okay, good. All right. Case, you got that okay? Okay. Yeah.
Mine says it could not find or read 3 references.
Just that's an error. Just go ahead and go past it. That's okay. Remember what we did a couple weeks ago? We actually linked some CAD files in to a different one. That was done here too. It's just telling you they can't find those. We don't need them for this. All right. You ever got that?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay. Did you download it?
Yeah.
And you looked in your downloads?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have downloads.
Yes, you do.
Got it? Okay, thanks.
I did. No, go to, I went to desktop, but I download.
Wait, what did you have? Bigger one, bigger rock.
How's that?
Oh, it's right there. I see it's right there, but it's not.
Ethan still has
Here. I don't see it.
No, but you downloaded it, right?
Yeah, I downloaded it.
Okay, and now you're in Revit and you're trying to open it.
Project.
Just go to Revit and say open.
Oh, okay, you always open it.
Yeah, just go to open for this one. Seen it now?
No, here we go. There you go.
Okay, so what we're looking at right now, this is right now all that we have right here. We just have essentially a grid that's right here, and you have a little bit of information. That's all you have right now. You actually also have a CAD plan that's underneath here, and that's all we have happening right now. So this is really quite plain Jane. Now, if I go out here and take a look at it in 3D, now remember, to go up and look at it in 3D, look where I'm going to go here. Up at the top here, I got this little 3D house. This lets me see what's in 3D. So let's take a look at it in 3D, and we'll see that there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So that means we are starting with pretty much a blank project. There's nothing in it. So what we want to do right now, whenever you're working in Revit, you always have to think in terms of like, am I looking at this from the top down, or am I looking at it from the side? If you're looking at it from the top down, that's known as a plan view. A plan view is looking from the top down, like a floor plan view. When you want to put in levels, which we're going to do right now, you have to look at it from the side. A side view is known as a elevation. So we're going to take a look at the east elevation. So what you want to do is go over here in your project browser, and you've got your elevations. We're going to go here to east, and let's open up the east elevations. And you open that up, it looks like this here. You guys see that okay? All right, so we're all seeing this. Now, what is going on here? We'll zoom in over here and let's take a look what's happening. What's happening right now is what we talked about before. This is level 1. It's like where we're standing right now, where your seats are, that's level 1. That's what we're talking about. And it's always good to set level 1 at 0 feet, 0 inches. That way you have a very clear base point. You know where you're starting from. We're going to start here and we're going to go up. So now what we got here is you got a couple things here. First of all, this is level 1. and it says it's 0 feet, 0 inches. It says level 2, 10 feet and 0 inches. And that's actually okay. We're doing fine right there. Now for our hotel, if you've ever been in a hotel, one of the things you would probably notice, if you walk in the front, typically you've got a pretty high ceiling, okay? Pretty high ceiling. And we're gonna deal with this right here. So just to get an idea as far as how this works. So just to get an idea as far as what's happening here, we're gonna do a couple things. First of all, we are going to, we're gonna leave that, and actually, you know what, we're gonna change the name of this from level 1, and we're gonna make it say floor 1. So to do this, double click slowly on level 1, and we're gonna type in floor 1. So let's do that. So just click here slowly and type in floor 1 and press your enter key. Now, when you press your enter key, you're gonna get a message. You guys will see in this message here? All right, now let me explain what's going on here. Why is it doing this right now? It's saying, would you like to rename corresponding views? Well, what is a corresponding view? Why is Revit doing this? Well, one of the things that you always have to consider when you're working Revit is everything's connected, everything. So if I make a change here, every other view and every other thing in Revit that is referencing this is going to be impacted by that right there. And so what this is saying right here, yeah, if you guys keep your phones down, please, that'd be great. Appreciate that. And so what you got right here is, would you like to rename corresponding views? Now, you could say no, in which case you would then have this as kind of a standalone, but that's really bad practice. You don't want to do that. So you do want to. So if you're going to name something like this, you want to rename it, so just choose yes. So we choose yes, and it's going to do that. And so that change has been made. So you got that. Now this down here, it now says floor 1. It's still set at 0 feet, 0 inches. That's good. We're going to change this to, because you wouldn't want to say floor 1 and then level 2. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So let's make this floor 2. So make that floor 2. Again, it's going to give us the same message because it's the same things going on. Revit is actually, it's an integrated database. So therefore, would you like to name corresponding views? We'll say yes. So now that says floor 2. Now we're going to do one more thing. Right here, you're going to notice that it says 10 feet. Let's change that to 18 feet. So click right there and just type in 18. And what we just did there is we just changed it so that floor 1 is set at 0 feet, 0 inches, and floor 2 is set at 18 feet, okay? Now that's a fairly standard type thing. That's what you want to do. And in this case, we just went ahead and established our first floor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create some other levels, and they're all going to be 12 feet apart. Remember what we said before, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, at the 8th floor, they're all going to be the same. And there's going to be a 12-foot height for each of those. So we're going to zoom out a little bit here so we can see above here a little bit. And I'll show you how to do that. It's really easy to do. Okay, so we're going to just pan and zoom this so it's more like this. Give ourselves a little bit of room. You can still see floor 1 and floor 2. Now, check this out. Once you've done that, look over here. Level. So what does this do? Well, this is how we make levels. So let's go ahead and make a level. So click on level and then pull your cursor right down here. And you'll see you can pull it right here until it says 12 feet, or you can just click and you can change it afterwards. Like let's say I miss it and I click it right there. Well, once you do that, it's going to say floor 3. Now look what it's trying to do. I can pull it this way, or I can pull it this way. I'm going to pull it over to the right. Now watch what happens as I pull over to the right. When I pull it to the right, do you see what I just did there? Revit has alignment lines that enable you to kind of make sure stuff is actually going to be in alignment. It's assuming you don't want to do that. You don't want to just kind of have these all crookedy. So go ahead and line it up. It's going to give you that. Now, once you see this dash blue line and the little purple X, click right there. And whatever the distance is, that's going to be fine. So click there and just press your escape key twice. Now, 3 times, well, whatever you have to do. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now at this point, it says floor 3. Okay, now mine says 27 feet and 6 inches. Since I wanted it to be 12 feet away from here, that's wrong. I got to change that number to 30. So leave it, by the way, notice it picked up floor 3. It understands now the naming convention. It's not calling it level 3, it's calling it floor 3. It understands that this database is going to now use floor instead of the word level. So we're going to change this, whatever your number is there, change it to 30. That is going to be 30. So we'll go ahead and do that. So click right there and type in 30, and it defaults to feet, okay, because that's what it is. Now, once you've done that, just click anywhere off of it to release it. You guys good? Okay. Now watch this. Now, This right here, the level line actually doesn't go far enough over to the right. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this line right here. And I'm going to click on this little circle. Now, when I click on that little circle, I can pull it over here until it comes to the end, just like this. And I'll let it go right there. And I can go ahead and do that. Now, you may have to click on it once or twice before you get the circle. Yeah.
What if you don't have that line at all? Like, I don't have that.
You have things that.
You got to zoom in and click on it.
Drag that circle.
And then when you're done, just go ahead and zoom in. And you should have floor 1, floor 2, and floor 3. And floor 3 is at 30 feet. Working okay? Ace? Okay, good. Omar, working okay? Is that yes? Good, okay. Casey, good. Got it, guys? That's good. Okay, now, so what we just did there is we saw that we can create levels. It's not hard to do. We're going to create a couple more in the same way. So we understand what the process is right now. The process is we actually use the level command up here. We click on this line right here, and then we tell it how far up we want it. So since we're making these 12 feet apart, the next one needs to be 42 feet. So I'm going to pull this down like this, just so I can see it. And I'm going to go to level again, touch it right here. Now here, you're noticing it's telling me a distance. So it's like I can just pull up here. And when I see 12 feet, I can go ahead and click. Or I can do it after the fact like we did before. I pull over here and I click like that. And then I can continue on. Okay, I can continue on like this and I can do 12 again. And I can go ahead and pull over here like this. Okay, and then I can go up here. And now this is kind of default. Then I'm going right here again. And I'll just go 12 again. I'm just going to click on 12 a few times like this. And until I just stay in the same command. I'm up to floor 7 now. And I'm just panning down, just continuing to use my button, the wheel rather, and going ahead and doing that. And then I'm going to go to floor 8 and do one more time and go up to 12 and make sure I'm getting 12. I click there. And then that gives me floor, yeah, that's good. That might be a little bit off, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead and drop it there. Okay, we'll drop that one there and we will leave it there. Okay, now that one looks like that one didn't go in, but I'll make one more. So you got floor 8, which is 90. And then the last one we'll do one more. And that one's going to be 12 feet up. And we will drop that one there like that. And now they're in line right there. So floor 9 says 102 feet. And you're just going to stop right there. And what you've got right now are levels. Now, to go ahead and to just kind of make this look the way the other ones do, we'll just zoom into here. Once you've got them all in there, and we're just going to do what we did before. We're going to click on this line until we see the circle. Then we'll just pull the circle over until it actually is even with the other ones. So this just takes a little bit of cleanup here. This is just how you want to do things so that they're all equal. And you got to grab this and pull on over. And so what we're doing right now is just seeing that Revit lets you go ahead and do all this stuff with really quite a bit of ease. Oops, I kind of grabbed the wrong one here. So let me grab this one again. I have to zoom in. I'll grab this and pull it over like that. And so you may need to zoom in and out a little bit, but this is let's just go ahead and practice with this and get good with it. Just learning to zoom in and out is part of what we're learning right here with Revit. And that's what I'm going to do here. And pull this over. There is another way to do this where you don't have to straighten the lines out. But for right now, I thought it'd be just good practice because you got to learn to do this anyway. Because a lot of things in Revit require zooming in and zooming out. So we will simply do that. This one here. Yeah, so I'm just kind of zooming in until I can see it, and then I'm just panning it over as I need to. And I have 12-foot distances all the way. And this is how you go ahead and make that. I think I've got them all. We're good to go there. So when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. And if you zoom into the top, you'll see that it looks like this. Okay. Colin, that work okay? Casey, working okay? All right. All right.
We need 9 floors.
What's that?
We need 9 floors.
Total of 9 floors, yep. The last one should be floor 9 at 102 feet. And if some of them are not quite right, you just click on here and you can actually put in the actual distance right here. But they're all 12 feet apart, like you see here.
Just rename it like.
Okay, go to your, other. Here, let's see, 12 quick. Go to over. See how I put? Just go to higher. This is straight together. This is 12 feet. Okay. This way, and then now you can just go ahead and just you can bring it out here. It's okay. Just here, let's go straight up. And now at this point, this one's going to be you got 12 and 24. This one's going to be 36. Close says 36. Okay. Go over and do that, and then your next one is another 12 feet up, and like that. Okay, follow me. Okay. And so just keep on going up again, and so you see 12 feet. 6. Go over and like that. You got it. And then just do that. Yeah, and zoom down. It's good. It's good. Okay, here. All right. So the takeaway from this right now is that you're able to kind of get these all to where they're supposed to be here, and this is what we want it to be. All right. Who's pull straight up? Yep, until it says 12 feet, then click. You can go over the side. Okay, 54. That would be 66. And then that one would be what's that? 78. Yeah. Is that 90? Yep. And then the last one will be 102. Very good. Okay, and then yeah, and then what you do is like for these right here, you just click on this line right here, and then just grab the circle, just pull it all the way over until it lines with the other ones. And there you go. That's it. That's your state twice to release it. And then you want to do the same with these ones. So you might have to zoom in so you can see the circle, but that's what you're going to do with those. Okay. So what's going on right here is we are actually creating levels. Now, again, anytime you're working in Revit, anytime you want to do more than one level, 1 or 2, because by default Revit's got 2, you got to do this. You got to go through this process. There's a few different ways to do this, but when you're done with it, you can actually have this done. Now, one of the things about this that was kind of cool here is you see that these levels all went. Now look over here. One of the things that Revit did automatically is it automatically gave you floor plans. So we got a floor 3, floor 4, all the way down to floor 9, and so forth. Ceiling plans too. So that happens automatically because Revit understands that once it does one, it's got to do the rest. Remember when it asked us if we wanted to rename everything, if we wanted to go throughout the entire database, well, that's what's asking us. Do you want everything to be renamed in this way? Because now these levels have these names, so do the floor plans, so do the ceiling plans. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing here. Over here it says floor 9. We're gonna rename that one roof. Let's zoom into floor 9. We're gonna name that roof. Okay, so we'll click this on and we'll name it roof. Like that. And would you like to rename corresponding views? The answer is yes. So then if you take a look over here now in your project browser, roof is now the new name. Okay, and the same thing down here, roof is the name of the ceiling plan. So those things have automatically been updated just as you work with that right there. Okay, so let's zoom out here. And now you'll see you now have these. Now we're going to do one more thing here. We're going to put in a basement. Let's go down to the bottom here. We'll go down to the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to put another level in underneath here. So to do that, we're going to go to level. And we're going to touch it right here and pull it down. And this one will make it 12 feet underneath here. You can go down or up with these. So we click there and I'm going to pull it over here and we'll release it right there. And then I got this floor 10 and it says negative 12 feet and that's fine. And then I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, grabbing these little circles and pulling them over until it finds the alignment. And then the name of this one, instead of being floor 10, will be basement. And this is how this works. Would you like to rename corresponding views? The answer is yes. So you got that. So at this point, what we have done is we have now created this. This would be the part that would be under grade, underground. Okay, very good. Looks good. Looks good, everyone. Okay, so that is how you would work with that right there. Yeah, so what we're gonna do right now, this is actually gonna be a graded project. So what you're gonna do right now is you're gonna save this. You'll notice the name of it right now is Modern Hotel Levels. What you're gonna do is, let me make sure I got the name of this right, okay? Because in Brightspace, I think I told you exactly what to name it, but let me take a look. Okay, and this one. Yeah, you're just going to call it Hotel Levels with your last name. Okay, see that? It's all in capitals. So save this as Hotel Levels dash with your last name, and then you're going to submit it. So just go ahead and zoom out here, and you go to File, Save As, Project, and you want to put it all in capitals. Save it to your desktop, and you're going to name it in all caps, Hotel Levels with your last name like this. And you're going to submit that via Brightspace. Okay, so just save it to your desktop, and then you want to go ahead and you want to upload that via Brightspace. You guys with me so far? Yeah. So save it out to your desktop, so you got it. Also, you all have a thumb drive, right? I'm assuming you do. Oh, by the way, yeah. Save it button. Desktop. I'm going to put that all in capitals, and it's going to say Hotel Levels dash your last name. Okay, we doing okay, guys?
Will you put it in this one here?
Yeah, where you want to submit it, that's the, yeah, to.
We're submitting it right now.
Here, scroll down. Scroll down. Let's see.
We might not have it.
We probably just don't have access to it yet.
Oh, you're probably right. Let me go ahead and do those. And the thing is, let me get that for you. Thanks, Colin. Let me go ahead and get those to you guys. Okay. So over here, yeah, here they are. Okay. So Hotel Levels, I will make you see it. So now it's seen. Can you guys see it now? Should be able to see it now.
Is it under assignments?
Just take another look. I just had to refresh it. You see it now? Hotel levels dash your last name. Working? Okay. Okay, yeah, you can use a slash. Okay, now remember what I said here. Hotel levels, all in capitals. That's not capitals. Capitals means all the big ones. So you never use a backslash. Computers will never let you do that. So capitals, just like I have there. So hotel. Yeah, actually capitals. Meaning. Yep. Okay, all right, now once you've got that, yeah, you want to save it, and then you want to go ahead and upload it through Brightspace. You guys have that? You guys have that uploaded? Yeah, so you go to Brightspace and just go to upload right here.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay, all right. Does anybody need me to show you how to upload something to Brightspace? Anyone need me to show you how to do that? Okay, and that's what you're going to do now. Okay, so you want to upload that to Brightspace. And so now that we have that, now that we got that, you got that there, 7?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That work okay, Ace?
Yeah.
All right, so now you saved it. Now you have to load it. So to go ahead and to upload it to Brightspace, please look at my screen here. This is what we're talking about. You're going to go here. It says hotel levels. And you're going to go here and you're going to go to add attachments. You guys all see this? Yours may be different. Should look like this though. And you go here, and this is where you add your assignment. Okay. So you go to here, you'd upload it. And in this particular case, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this and open it. And it's going to go ahead and do this and update it. We should be good to go there. And then that should be, I think you guys, Colin, is that right? You get that okay? Okay, good. So you got that. Okay, so you want to upload that. Okay, anyone need a hand with that? Because this is your grade. Does anyone need me to show you how to do that? I want to make sure we got this down because we're going to be doing this a few times tonight. Make sure you got it. All set? Okay. Also, when you're naming things, you're going to notice that I actually have it all in capitals. And you may think, well, that doesn't matter. Well, yes, it does. As a matter of fact, if you don't name it correctly, I take 10% of your grade. Now, why? Because this is a no-brainer. There's no reason to name it incorrectly, okay? When I work for different people, if I do not comply with their particular standards, they won't be able to find the file, okay? That's not their fault, it's my fault, okay? I'm teaching you this because it does matter. I think, it doesn't matter, it's called hotel. No, it's not. Because when you're looking through computers and you're sorting through things, there could be like 30 different versions of this file right here, and you only want to have one of them. So you want them to all line up properly. That's why syntax matters. Have any of you ever done any programming at all? Any programming? Okay. One of the first rules of programming is that they teach you is syntax. I did my first programming back in 1983. And one of the on an Apple IIe. And the thing is, what they teach you is that computers are completely literal. There's no AI when it comes to something like this. There's not a fuzzy search, as they call it. Basically, it's looking at this. So therefore, I am going to enforce this, okay? The first few weeks, I didn't enforce it because we're kind of getting done with stuff. I thought, well, let's get the work in. But now that we got this right here, I want you guys to make sure you always do this. And also, you're not naming it Brendan, okay? That's my last name, that's not yours, okay? So I've had people do this where they actually upload it and they put my name on it. That's exactly what I don't want, okay? So that's to be your last name. Okay, so now let me show you what I see as a teacher. Once this stuff is loaded up, I can see what has happened and what has not. So if I go over here, and if I take a look at the over into this area right over here, if I go here, if I take a look at this, now you're going to see that I got this hotel levels. I got 7 of these right here. So 7 of you have placed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means 1 of you did not. 1 of you has not uploaded it yet. Okay, so if you're not sure, let me know. I want to make sure you got it.
Wait, can you tell who hasn't?
I don't want to embarrass you guys, but the thing is, what's that?
I didn't have it.
Yeah, so I try to refresh again.
Yeah, let me see how we got this here. Okay. Okay, we're good to go now. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so yes, what this does then is as we're going through this, it's going to tell me, what is going on and what has been submitted, what has yet to come through here. Let me go back to here, make sure it's all set here. And I'm going to the very beginning here. Okay, and then if I just go to my grade center right here, show me the grades, and I'm not don't want to get into that just yet. But then I can see who's uploaded things and who's not. And so I can go through this right here. But it looks like we just had everybody put theirs in, so that's good. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've got. Okay. Yep. So 9. I got 9 hotel levels. That's good. Thank you, everybody. Good. Okay. So now we're going to continue on here, and what we're going to do next is we're going to continue on through here. So. Okay, so going through this right now, we're still screen sharing. We got this. So now we're going to close out of that Revit project. So we'll go to File, then we'll go to Close. File and Close, now we're out of there. Okay, so that was the first thing. So now we understand that when you need to create new levels, that there's a process, and it's actually known as levels, and you go in there and you do that from an elevation view. So once you're done with that, you can actually take a look at it through the project browser, as we saw, and the different floor plans actually were generated too. So that's the first thing we want to take a look at tonight. The next thing we want to take a look at after that was going to be the next one is going to be, let me go back to Brightspace. Let's go out to here. And on Brightspace, what we have is over here, I'm going to go over to the course home. And under this week, right here, which is under our Revit intro assignments here. Okay, so we just took a look at modern hotel levels. Now the next one is modern hotel floors. Now, we've already seen floors. We're going to look at a little different approach right here to see how this works right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to modern hotel floors. This is same place we just got the modern hotel levels. Let's go to floors, and we're going to download this one. Modern hotel floors, we're going to download that. Now, once we've got that downloaded, we're going to go back to Revit. And we're going to open that up. So you're going to open this up. And again, this is in your downloads. And we're going to open up modern hotel floors this time. And modern hotel floors is going to look like this. So just go ahead and just ignore that. Don't worry about those. And you should have this when you open up modern hotel floors. You'll be seeing this furniture plan. Y'all got that? Feel good? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to take a look at how to put in floors. Well, how do we do that? Well, first of all, a couple of things I want to point out here is when you're working in Revit, let me show you what this floor is going to look like. Okay, so first of all, just watch my screen, and I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to open up okay, let me open a slightly different one here. So let me go to, let me close out of that. And let me open this up. So I'm going to go out to here. There's another one I wanted to download. This is just for me, again, to show you something. Let me grab that. So I'm going to open up this modern hotel final right here. We took a look at this last time. I'm just going to show you what this looks like real quickly. And let me do that, and then we'll compare these. Open this up. Okay, so modern hotel final, and this is now opening up here. Okay, now taking a look at this right now, what I want to take a look at is the basement. Now check this out. Check out this basement plan right here. Now, what do we see here? Okay, we're seeing actually right here, this is the basement. Now we're going to be drawing this right here. We're going to actually be modeling this in ours. So just pay attention to this. You won't be seeing this on here. This is mine. This is the completed version. We're going to make the two floors you see here right now. So let me show you how this works real quickly. We have this right here. This is a floor here, and this is another floor. This floor is a tile floor. This tile floor is actually sitting on top of a concrete floor. So you have a floor on top of a floor, okay? Now the thickness of tile is about 1/4 of an inch, okay? It's a pretty thin thing. So what you actually have happening right here is you have this 12-inch floor here, and then you have tile sitting on top. So let me show you what the relationship looks like here. So to go ahead and click on this right here, I click on that, and when I do that, you can see that I've got the this tile floor is now showing up right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide it right now. So we've learned before to hide things, I can go down here to the pair of glasses, and I can use hide element. Now, when I do that, that actually, try it again. And I'll try it again. I'll hide that element. And that goes ahead and gets rid of this. Now, at this point, this is the floor. This is the primary floor that I've got right here. And let me bring it back here. Set that. Okay, now this other part, let me grab this. All right. Okay, that's, okay, let me grab this real quickly. Okay, and try that again. Okay, there we go. Now, take a look at what this looks like. This is what the floor looks like. Now, up till now, all the floors that we've worked with, all of them, have all had something basically real simple, and that was that we use rectangles. We just use rectangles to go ahead and draw a floor before. Now, this one has a different shape. This one actually has an outline that's actually got a curve out here. So therefore, I can't just use the normal process. Let me show you how this works right here. When you want to draw a floor, we've already seen this, and that is that if we're going to draw a floor, we get a boundary. Remember the magenta line you see right there? So we see the magenta line. Okay, now what we want to do is we're going to do this on our plan. So let me show you something here about this. Right now, this all looks good. It's actually going all the way around here. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to take this this right here and this line. And what I'm doing is I'm dragging the ends of it so they're no longer connected. Can you guys see how those two purple lines are not connected anymore? Okay, so when that happens, Revit's going to have a problem with it. Okay, the reason why is Revit, if it's going to make a floor can't just go part of the way, it has to actually cover a whole surface. Revit understands that. So Revit, because it is an integrated modeling software, it's going to have a problem with this. So when I click this green check mark, remember you got the green check mark or the red X. Red X means I don't want it, green check mark means I do. So when I click on the green check mark, it's going to give me yes or no, whether it likes it. So I click the green check mark. Now it gives me this and it says it doesn't like it. Now, why doesn't it like it? It says the lines must be in closed loops. The highlighted lines are open on one end. So I'm seeing this right now. When you get this message, and you will probably see it, you just go down here and you click continue. Now, I saw that the problem was right here. Now, what I need to do is I connect these. I know I disconnected them. Now I want to reconnect them. So to do that, here's the tool you want to use. It's this one. This is trim extended corner. This one does the heavy lifting for you. All you have to do is click on this and then click the two lines that you want to connect. So I click here, and I click here, and now they're joined back together. So now I can test it again by going to the green check mark, and it does that, and now we're good to go. So at this point, that is what it should look like when we're done. And then when we're done with this, I'm going to go here, and I'll just reset this temporary hide isolate, and now I have my tile on top of that. The tile, by the way, also has its own boundary right here. But if you take a look over here, that height offset is actually it's got a little height offset from the floor there, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to finish that. So we'll leave that alone. So that's where we're going with this. So let's do that. So we're going to go to here, we'll close here. And do you want to save changes? I'm going to say no. And now we are open to this. This is the one we just opened. This is the modern hotel floors, floor plan 1. Let's go to the basement. And when you go to the basement, it looks like this. You go to the basement floor plan and it looks like this. You guys all seeing this right now? Now, what's happening right here is there's a lot of information that's visible here that we don't necessarily want to see. So we can clean this up really easily in a few different ways. We've already seen that we can use the glasses down here to do a temporary height isolate. And that means we can click on something and then tell them we don't want to see it. But there's another way that's even faster. Let's go ahead and click on one of these grids. Click on one of the grids and right-click your mouse and go to hide in view. And then choose category. Hide and view the category. It's going to hide all of the grids right there. Now we're going to do the same thing with these right here. These are called your section markers. So click on a section marker, click on the line of the section marker, right click your mouse and go to hide and view category. And then we'll go to the elevation markers. We'll click on one of the elevation markers. We'll right click, hide in view, category again. And when you've done that, it's going to look like this. Okay, you guys all good? All right, so you understand. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to create the floor plan for this right here. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we talked about this before. We're going to go over here to floor. So click right here on floor. All right, now the next thing you want right here, it says concrete 1 foot. Okay, so this is going to create a 1 foot concrete floor. Now over here, let's take a look at what we have down here. Over here where it says basement, it's telling me that's the level, which is correct. And there's no height offset, meaning it's going to go right there, meaning the basement, the top of this basement surface is going to be right at that level. Okay, so it's going to be right there even with the level. So the top is going to be right at the level. So there's no offset. It's not up, it's not down, it's right there. Now watch this. This is where this gets interesting. Over here, I've got this. This is pick walls. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch this and watch where my cursor is. My cursor is on the inside of the wall. So I'm going to click on this. And when I do that, I get this magenta line. Go ahead and do that same thing. Go ahead and click on that top line. Make sure you get on the inside and get the inside right there. And you'll have a magenta line right there. You guys all got that? It work okay? All right. So this is how we trace out this view. Now watch this. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go here. And I'm touching the inside of these walls, okay? That's where the floor is going to go. The floor is going to go to the inside of these, okay? So I'm going along like this, and I'm going to continue on over here. And should be able to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go over here. Make sure I'm getting all this. And we'll continue on through here. And then at that point, I'm just going to go ahead and just click on this one right here too. So now at this point, I've got lines that are basically going around the perimeter. We're good to go as far as that goes. So it should look something like this. Now, if it doesn't quite look that way, you can just use your undo. Remember, you got the undo here, which is right here. So if you want to, you can just undo these line segments one step at a time until you get to where you want to be. But for right now, I'm just going to keep on doing this. Now, once you've got these, and it looks like this, we want to connect these two. You see, I've got these two purple lines right here, purple line here and a purple line there. I want to connect them. So this is what I do. Look at this, the same tool I just showed you, trim extended corner. I'm going to click on it here and click on it here. And when I do that, they're connected. Once they're connected, I'm going to click the green check mark and see if it likes it. If it likes it, it's going to give me this message. The floor roof overlaps the highlighted walls. Would you like to join geometry? In this case, we'll say yes. And when you click on yes, it's going to do that. And you'll see this blue floor, and that tells us we got it. And that tells you you nailed it. You're good to go. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, the one next one.
Oh, shit.
Good. Now, go to here, this one. And we're going to touch it here.
Damn tired.
Like that. Check mark. All right, and you can say yes.
This one is just right flat. I have this right there.
I mean, we have a week to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Did y'all get this right? Did y'all get this
Okay, you already got it. Okay, good. So you're actually doing the.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing.
I got something like
We
this.
did have that
Okay,
project though,
So,
all right. Yeah.
that's like a full month.
Yeah, get rid of this. Pressure escape.
We can hit now.
Pressure escape. Okay.
I hit now.
Just click on it.
I was just playing a game. I should be like, yo, I can play it too. Jokes on you, right up here.
Yep.
Yeah, it says that. Oh,
And click the green check.
that doesn't mean you're. I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
When he says it, it means like right
Good.
there.
All right. Work okay?
It's not really just this.
Did you click
Change
right on
this.
it?
No. You're gonna do it. Click that one.
yeah, she was going to hear this.
You do that, you just can't go back out.
I thought he said that.
Okay, how we doing here? Ethan, that work okay? Fred? Okay, click right on it so I can see it selected. Click on the floor. Okay, it's not selecting. Uncheck that red right there, that red X. All right, now click on the floor. Good. Okay, good, good.
What is
good,
that?
good.
What should I check to?
The red, what that does is that allows you to select an occupied space. Okay, so you're good. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so what do we do there? We saw that we can create a floor simply by pulling the floor up. And in this particular case, we just used the exterior walls. The exterior walls gave us a boundary. So here's something that's interesting here. When you're working in Revit, your walls go in first and then your floors. That's completely opposite how you do it in real life. In real life, you make a floor, then you make your walls. That's not how Revit operates. Revit uses the boundaries. So therefore, there are some things that are not actually in real life. Now let's take a look here. Let me show you something here. First of all, pressure escape key to release the floor. And we're going to go ahead and put a camera in here just to see what this looks like down here. So this is where we're going to go, right up here. Remember this, you've got the Monopoly house, and then there's a little triangle next to it. Click the little triangle, and this is where we grab our camera right here. So what we're going to do is watch this. We're going to click on camera, and I'm going to put a camera right here. I'm going to look down in this direction. And then when I do that, I can see what this looks like. I don't see any ceiling above. I don't see any floor above. It just shows me what that now looks like in the basement before anything else is built. Kind of cool stuff. But anyway, what you got going on there, I'm going to make it realistic just to see what that looks like. So what's happening right now is we're seeing a realistic rendering as far as what this looks like. Okay, so now we understand that that's where we're going with this whole thing. That you guys will have that view? It's made a realistic. Momar, that working okay? Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to your camera.
She makes some weird noises. Yeah, very much.
Right. Okay, so what we're seeing right here is when you're creating something in Revit, if you're creating it in a plan view, you're getting the 3D views. That's what we have right there. So that is what that looks like when you create a floor. Okay, so we've got that. We'll do one more and then we'll move on from here. So let's do one more thing. Let's go to floor 2. We'll go to floor 2. It's gonna look like this. And what we're gonna do with floor 2, again, we went in the project browser. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to hide the different elements we see here. I'm also gonna hide the room tags. So I click on one of the room tags. I'm gonna hide that in the view as well, hide that category. And I'm also gonna hide the door tags rather, and the room tags. And so the room tags look like this, hide it in view, that category. And then I've got a view that looks something like this here. Okay, guys, all have this right here? Looking good? Okay, let's go over here and let's also, well, we don't need to hide that, do we? No. All right, now we're gonna do one more thing here. You know what? This is actually missing something. So what we're gonna do for this one is, yeah, this one right here, we are going to do this, okay, because we need a floor and yeah, it actually should go right out to here and down. That might be a little bit weird to get because we don't have this available to us, I don't think. So let me take a real quick look here. Let me see if I've got this. Yeah, we do actually. Okay, so let's go down here. Okay, take a look at where I'm going with my cursor here. You've got this little light bulb down here, which says reveal hidden elements. Now, when items have been hidden, we can click on this light bulb and they'll show up in this dark magenta color. You guys all see that? Okay, now what's happening right now, when you hide something, you're able to see it, which is what we're looking at right now. So what happened here is somebody hid the CAD plan and we want to see the CAD plan and there's a reason why. So what you want to do is right over here where it says, can you see where it says line of walkways right here? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Click right on that line of walkways. And when you do, the CAD plan will be highlighted in blue. The CAD plan gets highlighted in blue, just like mine. Now, what we want to do next is we want to go up here, unhide category. This means that the CAD plan will be visible. We're unhiding it. So click on unhide category. And then you're going to notice that once you unhide that category, then what we're going to be able to do is go down here and click back on this light bulb down here. And when you do that, you now see the CAD plan. And the CAD plan is now visible underneath. Can you guys see that? Where it says line of walkways? You guys all see this right here? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we're going to do, what we did there is we used Revit to go ahead and to take information that we want to see and make it visible again. That's all we did right there. So now to create this next one, to create this next floor plan, let me show you what this one looks like. Let me go ahead and open this up real quickly. And you guys just kind of check this out here. Now, the second floor is a little bit different. And the reason why is the way it's constructed, it actually has this atrium area in front. So let me show you what this looks like. When I go to floor 2 right here, check out what this looks like. Now, check out this floor. Now, let me ask you a question here. This actually the floors are put together right here, you're gonna notice something right here. And that is that right over here, it just goes straight across here. Now, why do you suppose it's going straight across there?
There's no floor.
What's that?
There's no floor.
There's no floor, okay? Because this is an atrium area. Remember, you kind of like come up to the edge of it, look over there and look down at all the trees and so forth. So this is a hotel with an atrium area. That's what's going on right there. So therefore, we can't draw to the wall here because there is no wall. So we turn on the CAD plan, we're gonna use that CAD plan, we're gonna draw to that. We're gonna ignore the balconies for right now. So let me show you how this works now. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna close out of this. And okay, so now we're right here. Now let me show you how this works. Now, most of this works out pretty easily. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to go over here and we're going to go to floor. So go to floor right here. Now we go to floor, you're going to notice that it says floor concrete 1 foot 0 inches. Again, can you guys all see that? So now we're going to start the same way we did before. Notice this right here. This is pick walls. Now watch this. I'm going to pick the inside wall just like I did before. Just gonna go right around the perimeter here and, picking the inside of the wall here. But I got to stop right there because this is not a wall. I don't want this wall, so I got to stop there. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to grab this. And then I want to grab this little curved part of the wall right there, just like that. So that's all I'm going to do right now. So that's all I'm doing. So go ahead and do those. Okay, so you want to do the outside wall over here. So you want to get this jog around the side here. You're going to stop here and you're going to come up here and stop. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that. Now at this point, we have exhausted all the walls we can pick. Now we've got to think, do I want to draw the rest of those? Because I could draw them, or since I got the CAD plan, I could use pick lines. Because what's pick lines going to do? Remember we used that before. Remember when we brought in a CAD plan before and we're able to actually go ahead and use those CAD plan lines to create Revit walls. The same is true with floors. Now watch this. So we have all this. Now check this out. Here's the tool that we want to use now. This is pick lines. Okay, right here. So pick lines is right next to pick walls. It looks like a diagonal green line with an arrow. So I'm going to go to here. Now watch this. I'm going to here. This is the walkway. So I'm going to click on the walkway just like that. And then I'm going to click right here and click on those two. Now notice they're not connected, but I'll connect them in a minute here. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to connect. Now this one, I got to click on this one too. So once I've done that, that's looking a whole lot better. Now, as I take a look at this, I'm just going to take a look at my corners to see how we're looking. And I think we're good to go. I think we're good. So then what I'm going to do is I have this little break right here. And that is enough right there to cause problems. So watch what happens. If I hit the green check mark here, it tells me they're not connected. And that's why right there. So I'll continue it. And I'm going to use this. Remember the tool we've used, trim extended corner. I click it here. I click it there. And now when I click the green check mark, it's going to do this. And I'm going to say don't attach. And I'm going to say the roof floor, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And when I do that, I zoom out, it looks like this. So when you're done, it should look like that. Now there's a couple little floors here. Don't worry about it. That's an error that came with the class file. So that's where the error comes in. But it should look like that when you're done. It should turn all blue. Yeah.
Number one.
Okay, yep. So you had to use this. Did you do this? And hit the green check mark? Yes, go ahead and say don't attach.
Just go to there.
And
Click
say,
that, connect.
Zoom out. There you go. It's good.
You have 2 lines here.
How do I get rid of 2 lines?
What did you do? What we're gonna do? You're just gonna.
Okay, what you want to do is again, remember you do this, you want to do the same thing. So you're gonna use
Oh, these might be good. You just gotta select that line right there.
Just delete it.
You gotta select that one.
zoom in, because what happens, yeah, you didn't want to do that because you clicked the right on top one.
You gotta select that one first.
So
though.
click
Yeah.
undo,
So now we're gonna do this.
and you gotta click this little X on the top. Keep going. Okay, so now,
You do
zoom
one.
in, very close. Okay, now, what you want to do is you use the pick
Like
lines
that.
with this.
Connect that one
vertical.
there.
Yep.
But this is already connected.
Good, and then you're gonna connect that. Mhm. Here and here, yep, you want.
Wait, zoom out. It's gonna tell.
There. Now, hit the green
Okay,
And say no.
well, that would probably help.
That's right here. Okay, it's good. Zoom out. Okay. Yep, don't attach. And there you go. Looks good.
There you go.
Okay, so the takeaway right now is that when you're creating floors, we've seen now a couple things here. First of all, when we created floors in the previous weeks, we were able to just make a rectangle. And you can do that all day, every day. It's not a problem. If you have walls, that's the most foolproof way of making this happen. Because what happens then is you just simply click on the walls and they do that for you. Life is not always that easy. In this particular case, we use pick walls and then we use pick lines. So we're using two different things. So as long as you can see a CAD plan underneath, that's why we turned it on. We were able to go ahead and connect it. So now we got that and we're good to go there. Okay, so that is how we do this. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to save this one as well. This is also going to be graded. And so over here, what is this going to be named? I'll tell you. We're going to go over here and this one will be, okay. So over here and Revit intro assignments. Okay, and over here, this is what you're going to name this one. You're going to name this one Hotel Floors dash your last name. So save it as Hotel Floors with your last name, and you're going to submit it just like we did previously.
Is it fine if I do my first and last or?
No,
No.
you do it exactly as I said for the reasons I gave. Save as project. Okay, so we're going to go to desktop.
Just your last, yeah.
And it's going to be, okay, and so what do we name it? We said it was going to be called Hotel Floors with your last name, all caps. Just like this. And you're going to put a dash, not a slash, not a space, Hotel Floors, space, dash, space, your last name. That's how you want it to look. All right. Once you got that, you're going to submit that one. That's also going to be graded. So go ahead and do that. And we will do that right now. So let's make that happen. Okay. Okay, need one more person?
Oh, how do I like do it to the stage? Oh, you just tap on. Oh, because you currently have it open. Need a submission.
Okay, got them all right now. Okay, and so what we'll do now is, yeah,
If we name the last one wrong, how do we delete the submission?
you have to ask me to do it.
Oh.
Because once it's submitted, it's submitted. Okay.
Well, now mine has two submissions, one with the wrong name, one with the right name.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Did it
I
actually
didn't
take,
realize-
did it take the submission?
Yeah, it took both.
Took both.
So
Okay.
it just says there's multiple submissions now.
Gotcha. Okay,
Actually,
I
put
will,
my first
I
name
will,
first.
I will grade the one with the correct name. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, okay, so what we just did there is we went ahead and we knocked that out and we will continue on here. So now we went ahead and we have done a couple of different projects. We did one for the levels. We did another one for the floors. Now, there's one more we're gonna do here and we are going to do, let's see here. Ceilings. Well, we've already done roofs. You guys are pretty good about that. I think we're good about that. Yeah, I think we'll just do, yeah, I'll just show you how to do the ceilings in the actual project itself. So that is, okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to move into this right here, okay? So should be sharing this. Make sure you guys are seeing all this. And, okay, so it should look like this right now. So this is where we're going right now. Now, what we're gonna do now with this one, we're going to go ahead and start this project. And when we get into start the project, we're going to put in a few things to kind of get it to look this way, but we're going to use a template, okay? So out on Brightspace, there is a template. So let's download that template, okay, first of all. And the template will have all the information we need for this right here. So we'll go over here and what's that now?
How do you stairs?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I decided, I was talking to my wife today and I was bouncing this off her because she's actually done some work. She's pretty sharp. And I said, okay, I'm planning on doing this tonight and I'm gonna do all this. And I said, I'm gonna have them do some stairs. She goes, "You're gonna do stairs." I said, yeah, yeah. And she goes, that's an awful lot for one night, isn't it? I said, well, maybe. And so we talked, and I said, yeah, you're right. So she wanted, so we're not doing stairs tonight. Stairs are actually really pretty easy if you know the secret. But there's a little bit to unpack. Okay, let me ask you a question real quick here. Have any of you guys ever done construction where you put stairs together? Or you've actually part of the crew? Okay, now, okay. And you know that the rule is 7-11, right? Okay, so, and what that means is this, when you're going up a set of stairs, okay, typically the way it works is each rise, okay, each level that you're going up is 7 inches, okay, roughly. Now, it might be 6 and 15/16. It might be 6 and 31/32. It might be 6.5, but it's going to be less than 7 inches. That's just law, that's code. So you got 7 inches. Then the next thing is the actual width of the actual tread you walk on is 11 inches, 11 inches deep, 7-11. That's the rule. So the 7-11 rule. Now, as you get into this right here, when you're going up a set of stairs, have you ever walked up a set of wonky stairs where you trip because there's a different spacing between them? I have. And you can break your leg if you're not careful. It's not a good thing. Older homes, this is quite common because code didn't exist back then. So you're going upstairs, all of a sudden, whoa, you got a slightly longer distance or a slightly shorter distance, okay? You can't do that anymore. A house will not pass code. They'll make you tear the stairs out and put them back in before they pass code. There can be no more than 1/8 of an inch variance between any of the rises going up. I don't know if you knew that, but because 1/8, that is just enough that it's not perceptible. If it's anything more than 1/8, you will feel it. You'll be shocked how you feel it. You go up a set of stairs, you'll feel that on your knee. And so anyway, so it's kind of unpleasant. But so stairs, there is a thing in Revit called a stair calculator, and it does all the heavy lifting for you, but you have to know how to make it work. So we'll look at that when we come back next time. So anyway, stairs. So stairs are pretty cool. I actually did some stairs for that house out of Lake. I think I told you about the cottage. I grew out of Lake Michigan. I told you about that. Well, anyway, so I was working on the stairs with my friends. So we're sitting there making sure that we had them. And so you kind of go over. When you do stairs, you actually have to kind of look at them in section too, and look at them on the side and measure the actual distances and make sure that they can be built and that someone's not going to hit their head going up the stairs. These are all things you have to figure out. It's kind of a big deal. So you have to actually put holes in the floor and stuff like this. We'll be seeing all this when we come back. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay, but this is where we're going. We're going over here for this one right now. So to do this, let's download that, that template. So back out to here, and we're going to the Revit intro assignments. And the actual name of this one is down here, and it's called Level Project. You guys all see that? Level Project template. You guys see that? So let's click on that. And then you want to download it. So download the Level Project template. You want to download that. Now, for this right here, we want to start a new project and then we want to go find that template. Could you double click on the template? Yes. Will it create additional work for you? Yes. So we don't just want to double click on it. It might seem like the faster way, but you're going to spend a bunch of time at the back end if you have to do it that way, because you have to convert it from a template into a project. It's just how Revit works. So now that we've downloaded it, this is how we make a project. We go over here and we go to new. So you click on new, and then you want to go over here and browse. You want to browse out here. You can close that. You can do it all over again if you did that. This happens all the time. So just close the one you're in. If you just double clicked on that template, just close it and just go through these steps. So go to File, New. Then we're going to browse out to the desktop. Tour. Oh, you did. Okay, we'll just open it back up, and then we'll go Level Project, and we'll open this up like this. And we'll do that, and they'll get you guys, we'll get you squared away. So when you're done, it's going to look like this. So we're starting a new project and we're using that template. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, you guys, Moamar, you got that? Okay, Ace, you got that? Okay, Casey, we good? All right. Okay. All set here? Okay, and then you want to go to browse, yep, and then to the desktop, and then your downloads. That's it. That's the one. Grab that, hit open, and then hit OK. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a blank project. Now what we're going to do is that same building that you saw earlier with the car and the truck in front of it. We're going to build that right now. So we're going to see how to make that. Now to do this, we're going to start with a couple things. First of all, remember we talked about levels. We talked about levels, and that we want to see what our levels are. Take a look at our levels. When you take a look at your levels, you're going to see that there's a floor 1, or rather level 1 and level 2. So those are there right now. What we want to do is we want to create a basement level, and we also want to create a level 3. So to do that, we have to go to an elevation, remember. So we're going to go to the east elevation. Over here in your project browser, you've got east elevation right here. So double click on east elevation, and you're looking at a side view. So there you got level 1 and you got level 2. That's what you want right there. So that's what it looks like right now. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create another level above. So level 3, it's going to be 10 feet up. We're going to create another one down here, and it's going to be 10 feet below. So remember how we did this. Let's do the top one first. So to do this, we're going to go up here to level, and we're going to touch it right here. And you see we can go ahead and pull it up until it says 10 feet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to pull it over like that, and I'll drop it like there. And that is my level. Oh, I got to rename that. The numbering might say, yours may say level 4, it might say level 3. Let's just go ahead and we'll change that to level 3. So let's just go ahead and go here, make that level 3 like that. And we'll say yes. So it's got level 3 there. Okay. And then once we have that, just like we did before, we'll click on this little line and we'll drag the line over so that they're all equal, just like we did before. Okay, we'll let it go there. And then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to put another level underneath. So this level, we're going to go to level again, and this one's going to go down. This one's going to go down. So it's beneath grade, 10 feet. And we go ahead and pull this one over like this. And we'll leave that one like that. And then this one, we'll do the same thing we did before, taking a little circle and dragging it over until they're all equal. But we're going to do one more step for this one. We're going to rename this one. Instead of being level 4, it's going to be basement. And then it should look like that when you're all done. How we doing? You guys doing good? Back there, you guys look all good? Armando, doing good? Okay. All right, Walmart, you got that? Okay, so what do? We have just given ourselves additional levels to control our project. Okay, now whenever you're working on a project in Revit, you always want to remember that level 1, that's where we're standing right now. 10 feet is a basement underneath. 10 feet is our level 2 above, and level 3 is 20 feet above that. So now we have the structure. So now we're good to go. So now that we've got that, how do we go about doing that? Well, this is fortunately pretty straightforward because we know this next step right here. So now that we've got that, we're going to go over here and we're going to go to our floor plan level 1. Let's go to level 1 and it looks like this, and we don't have anything yet. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to draw. I'm going to go ahead and open up what it's going to look like. And so you guys can see it. And we are, no, I don't want that one. All right, we want a different one. We want, let's see here. Yeah, all right. Okay, this is what we're gonna make. Now let me show you what this is gonna look like. Okay, so here's level 1. So this is what we're gonna do right here. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to we're just gonna concentrate on the okay. And okay, so that should be good there. All right, so we got this right here. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to, let me hide this. Guess we're okay there. Okay, so what we want to do right here is you'll see that this is an L-shaped building. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. So we go here. Now take a look at the measurements we have here. It's 40 feet, okay, and 40 feet. Okay, so that's what we have there. And then this is also 20 feet like that. So it's got this 20-foot projection, and then it's got then it's got down here 40 foot, 40 foot, 40 foot, and then this would be putting the two together. That's going to be a total of like 60 feet. Okay, so it's 40 feet here at the top, and then down here it's going to be 20, and over here 40, and so forth. Okay, so we have all that going on. So let me make sure I've got this. Make sure I got these measurements. Let me go put the measurements on here so you guys can see it a little easier. So I'm going to go to here, here to here. That is going to be 40 feet. And then here to here, that is going to be 40 feet. And then from here down to here, that's going to be 60 feet. And then we're going to go from here to here. And that is going to be 80 feet. And then from here to here. Now, so that's what it's basically like there. So that's the shape. It's kind of a reverse L. So those are the basic dimensions right here. I'll put more and more in for you guys so you guys can see it. Okay, so we'll go to here to here like that. Okay, so that one, that's 20 feet. Okay, so essentially it's all multiples of 40 feet. 40 feet all the way around, 40 feet and 20 feet. So that's what we're going to do here. So over here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to place it right here. So to do this, the actual wall that we're going to use is actually going to be the exterior wall, the basic wall exterior brick on CMU is what it is. And it's already loaded up. So what you want to do is go right up here. Before we do that though, let me show you something we're going to do down here. We're going to go down to here. We're going to go to our detail level down here at the very bottom, and you want to turn it on fine. And then we're going to make this consistent color just so we can see it. Okay, so these two down here, you want to make this one, this rectangle, you want to select fine. And then the 3D cube, you want to change that so it's set to consistent colors. Okay, now, once you've got that, I'm going to start my wall. Now watch this. I'm going to go to wall, and I'm going to start by going up here. And this first distance, I think I'm going the right direction there, aren't I? I think so. Let me just change that real quick to make sure it is realistic. All right, and I'll click here. I'm going to go this way. Okay, all right. And I'm going to go over, yes, in that direction. I think that's right. And I'm going to go over this direction. Now, the dimension that we talked about before was 40 feet. So I'm going to 40 feet, and then I'm going to go down, and this is going to be going down 20 feet. And I can always change these after the fact too. We talked about that before. I can always type in the values too. And then I'm going to go in this direction. Let's see, what's this over here? I think that's 40 this way too, 40. Yep, and it's pretty much just 40 and 20 all the way around. And then it's going to be 40. And then this one down here is going to be 80. And then I'm just going to pull this one up and drag it right to there. So when it's all done, it should look like that. And again, it's you got 40, 20, and 40 all the way around like this. And when you're all done, you want to take a look at it in 3D by going to your 3D tool like this and taking a look at that. And it should look like that when you're all done. Your brick should be on the outside. So go ahead and put it together and then you want to take a look at it in 3D. Let me know if anyone has any, if that's problematic so far. Working okay, Colin? All right. Casey, working okay? All right. Momar, you got that? Okay. Ace, you got that? Okay. All right. So now we've got the very basics. Now, let me explain something just happened there. We need to understand what we just drew here. Okay, because what we just drew here, if we don't pay attention to it, we could easily fall into a little bit of deception. Yes, sir.
I don't have like the lines that go around it. What do you,
The levels, you're not seeing the levels right now?
like it says like level 1, 2, and 3, but like there's no lines.
Okay, you're not seeing them? You might have
Yeah, it's
to,
like that.
yeah, that is because of your graphics card in these machines. The graphics card that we have in these machines is not Revit certified. Therefore, when you zoom in and out, there will be times that you get a blanking that goes on, but if you just zoom in and out, you'll see the information again. So that's just how that is. And also, if you try a different, like if I go to consistent colors, that may get you there too. So either way, that'll get you there. Okay, good. Good observation though. Okay, so what we just did there is we've got the basics. Okay, so now that's in place right there. Now let's find something out here right now. Now make sure you don't have anything selected. Make sure to do that. You press your escape key twice. Your ribbon should be a light gray color. Now click on one of your walls. And when you do that, go over here and take a look at this. And you've got a couple things in your properties. First of all, when we drew this, we drew to the center line. That's what the location line is. The base constraint is level 1. Now look down here. What does it say for your top constraint? Unconnected, meaning it did something other than just go to the next level. What did it do? Well, if you go down here, it says unconnected 20 feet. Well, the 20 feet is actually okay because that's the distance of our levels. So it's an unconnected 20 feet. You have an unbroken brick surface all the way up. Okay, so that's what we just did there. So therefore, this wall doesn't start at level 1 and end at level 2. This one goes all the way from level 2, all the way from level 1 up to essentially level 3 is what's going on. So it stops at level 3, which will come in handy because we have to put in a roof. Okay, so now that we have that, press your escape key to release that. And now what we're going to do is back over to level 1. So we've got that. Now here on level 1, yours doesn't look like this yet, probably. Well, ours all look like this together. So they all look like this. Yours looks like this too, right? So now we're going to do something else right now, and that is put in our basement. You'll notice that right here, mine right here, I've got my basement, and it's you don't see it right now, but the basement's right down there. So I want to put the basement in right now. So the basement, I can do this simply by going into my, the basement's going to look like this. It's going to essentially be the same footprint. So to do this, I'm right now in level 1. I want to go to my basement floor plan. So I go over here in my project browser and I choose basement. Now, when you go to basement, you won't see anything. You're all seeing it blank. Why is that? Well, the reason why is because Revit is very literal. Revit's saying there's nothing in the basement, so I got nothing to show you. So it's a blank area. Well, how am I supposed to orient my walls for my basement if I can't see it? Well, there's a workaround. There's a thing in Revit called an underlay. Remember we attached AutoCAD drawings before? When we attached those AutoCAD drawings, it gave us a background. Well, you can do the same thing with Revit. Revit's really good at this. Remember, it's all connected. So all we have to do right now is turn on the underlay for the first floor. When we turn that on, that will give us the guideline for putting these in. So that is located over here. That's located over here in our view here. So if you go up here to your view, you'll notice that over here they have a thing called an underlay. You see this? So scroll over here till you see underlay, and you'll see the range is defined. It starts with the base level, and it says none. You want to change none to level 1 and click your apply button, and then you're going to see this.
Do I type in level 1?
No, you pick it. Always pick it in this situation. You guys will see that now? So now what's happening is Revit's doing the heavy lifting. You see that okay, Ace? Okay, so what you're doing is right here on your underlay. Okay, good. So now All we have to do now is put in the appropriate wall. Okay, so because the rest of the walls are here, so all you gotta do is find them. So watch this. We're gonna go over here to wall. So click on wall, and I made a wall for us here. Take a look down here, and there's a wall down here called, we're gonna zoom down here, and it's called generic basement wall. You guys all see that? Okay. So we're gonna use the generic basement wall, so click on that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're just gonna go ahead and we're going to go, you'll notice that right here, when you put your cursor right here, it finds the endpoint, which means it finds the center wall line. I'm gonna click here, and we're just gonna go all the way around. Just gonna go right to these intersections. And how do the walls overlap? Let's see here. Do they? Let's find out. Guess we're gonna find out.
Until the square.
Hang on. Oh, you know what? Okay, hang on a second here. We have to do one more thing. Now you see we're getting an issue right here. You guys see this right here? Highlighted walls overlap. Okay, we have to fix that right now. Now, this is actually a good teachable moment, because what happens is we began to model these walls. And when we did, Revit said, I don't like it. What didn't it like? What didn't it like? Well, let's think again about how our walls were constructed. On the first floor, we started with the base level at level 1, and they went up 20 feet, right? What if these walls are also going up 20 feet? That would be bogus, wouldn't it? Okay, because what happens, they'll run into each other, in which case we get an error message. So that it's actually right. So we have to troubleshoot this. So whenever you get an error like this, you put your cursor right over here, and you got to hover your cursor over it so you see this little red X, then click on it, and we'll get rid of that. Now at this point, we do want to undo that because that's wrong. So to undo it, the undo command is right up here. So just undo once, twice, so those walls go away. However many walls you got in there, just undo it till it's clean again. Okay, so now that we understand, okay, that didn't work, and so I want to make it work. So to make it work, we're going to go over here to our wall again, but let's pay attention this time to what our wall is. We're going to zoom up here. Now notice what it says here. The base constraint is basement. What should our top constraint be? Yes, so click this drop down where it says unconnected and go up to level 1. Now, when we do this, that should give us a much better result. So your top constraint is up to level 1. Now let's do the same thing. Put your cursor right here, and we're going to click and go right around, and you're just going to go right to the center points here as you go along here. I'm just going to go all the way around, just like I'm doing here. And it'll find it. You'll see the little endpoint will show up. And when you see the endpoint, you're going to click and go all the way around. And when you're done, just press your escape key twice and take a look at it in 3D. And it's going to look like that. So now at this point, you've now got this kind of a thing like this. Okay, that should be good anyway. And it looks like mine's off a little bit, but I can fix it.
You have to drop down to floor 1, level 1. Up to level 1.
Okay.
Click on it. So hold on.
Okay, and when you're done, take a look at it in 3D, and it should look roughly like this. And okay, how are we doing there?
Is there a way I can change it to brick or not brick? To
with that?
concrete?
Yeah, there is.
Click right click on that. So click it, right click on it, and then select join elements. Yes. Yeah, click that. Then go to it. And then go down to brick. Yeah, click that.
Press your escape key. There you go. All right, good. So what you got going on here is we now have a concrete basement, and now we have the other floor that goes up this way. So we're looking good. All right, that's good. So now at this point, we are, is that okay there? One more? Okay, good. All right, so now at this point, we now have a basement, and now take a look at the edges. You want to make sure it's kind of aligned right here. Make sure that none of those are misaligned. Sometimes you just have to zoom in a little bit to get it nice and clean. I think, no, mine's okay. But if you take a look at it, it should look roughly, if I go to my basement, you should be in good shape, but you should have your lines right on top of lines. Now, if they're not, like take a look at this. See this? They're slightly off. if you see that, if you click on this, I can just go ahead and use my arrow keys and just kind of do that. And I use my arrow keys just to move it. And then when I've done that, I'm back. Basically, everything should look okay right here. And we're looking like this there. So now at this point, this is what we have so far. So that's what that's what it looks like. And that is what our project's looking like. Okay, so we're looking, so far so good. All right, and so, and you can kind of just bring it around to wherever the level is that makes sense. So essentially, that's what you got so far. You guys with me so far? Yeah. All set? Okay, so now what we have going on, let's save our project. Now, the name of this one is going to be this. We're going to go here, and this particular project, again, we're going to hand this in tonight, is going to be called right here. I didn't give you a name for this one. So this is going to be level project dash your last name. Level project, all in capitals, dash your last name. So we're going to go over here and we'll go to file, save as, project, and we're going to save it to our desktop. And it's going to be level dash project, all in capitals, dash your last name, so that you've got that all together. So it should look like that. Okay. So you're going to save that, and then you're good to go. Okay. Why did it do that? Okay, because I already had one named that. Okay, that's why. So I have to name mine something else. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now at this point, we have now got the most basic things. Now we want to do is we're going to go back to the basement. Okay, now in the basement, what you want to do is we want to put in, so let's go to the basement and we're going to put in a floor. Okay, so zoom into your basement and we want to put in a floor. Now the floor that we're going to put in here is actually going to be right up here, real simple floor. And so we're going to choose floor. And the floor that we're going to use is generic 12-inch floor right here. And now you're going to notice that right up here, you can pick your walls. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go right around the outside, pick the outside of the wall all the way around. So you're going to pick the outside of the walls. So it gives us this magenta line. So we should see the purple magenta line around the perimeter, just like that. And once you've got that all picked around the edges, click your green check mark and we'll take a look at it in 3D. And you should be seeing right on the bottom, you'll be seeing a floor in place right there. And if you zoom out a little bit, you'll be seeing that you now have a floor at the bottom there. You guys with me so far? Okay, so now what did we do? Did that work okay, Ace? Okay. All right. Okay, Colin, that work okay? All right, Moamar, working okay? I'm sorry, Moamar, working okay? And Armando, working okay? Okay, great. Casey. Okay, all right. Okay, so what we just did there is we put in a floor, and again, the floor is now at the very bottom of our basement level. So that's where it went right there. Yeah.
I got a message that says, would you like walls that go up to this floor's level to attach to its bottom?
Say no.
Got it.
Say no. Yep. And we're just going to say no. Work okay? Okay, so now what we just did there is we caused Revit to go ahead and say, I want you to go ahead and put in this floor. And now we're going to do the same thing for the first floor. So now to go to the first floor, we'll go to level 1 and we're going to put in a floor here too. Okay, so now we're going to go to level 1. Now we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to put in a floor here. So to do this, we're going to go over here and we're going to go to floor. Now for this one, since it's level 1, we're going to change the floor to be right here. We're going to change the floor to be wood joist 10-inch wood finish. See that right there? You guys see that one? And we're going to use this one right here. So use your wood joist wood finish. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the inside of this wall. And I'm going to go all the way around selecting the inside of the wall. And as I do that, it's going to go ahead and let me create a floor. So I go ahead and go through that and I see the magenta line all the way around. when I'm done, I hit the green check mark. And it says, would you like walls? Just say don't attach. It's going to make life easier. And then take a look at it in 3D again, and it's going to look like that.
Don't attach.
Don't attach.
Why did we attach the basement floor to the outside walls and the first level to inside walls?
Why did we attach the basement floor to the basement walls?
No, to the outside of the walls.
Oh, to the outside walls. Okay, because typically if you take a look at the exterior of a floor right there, you're typically going to have that, and then you'll have footings around the exterior, typically how they're done. So it's like you could actually put the floor just on the inside too, and then build a different footing system. Just for simplicity, I just want to do it this way. So yeah, but that's a good catch. You're actually right. It could go either way. Okay, now what we've got going on right there is now level 1 has a floor, but we're not done. We're going to put a floor on level 2. So let's go to level 2 now. Then you go to level 2. Level 2 looks like this. We're going to do exactly the same thing. And we're going to go over here to our floor again. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to use the same floor system here, going around the inside, just like we did before. And you're going to notice that it goes slightly inside the exterior wall, because that's typically what floors do. Floors can actually go into the core element, meaning to the stud or to the actual concrete masonry unit. But as you go through here, we're going to go all the way around here and click the green check mark. And it's going to say, do you want to join it? We're going to say no again. And then we're going to go over here to our 3D view. You go to 3D view. Now you have another floor. Okay. So the floors are being defined now by you. And we're going through this right now. And that is what it looks like so far. You guys with me so far? Okay. Save your work right now. Just click the save icon. Okay, so now at this point, we have got this in a place where we could then put in a roof. Okay, so we're going to put in a roof right now. So to do this, we go to level 3. Go to level 3. Now you go to level 3, and guess what? You can't see anything. But we know this drill. We've done this before. When you go to level 3, you can't see anything. We're going to go to our underlay. And we're going to go to our underlay, and we're going to change the base level to level, we could use level 2, I guess, and click apply. And it looks like this. So there is your level 2. So now we're seeing this right now. You with me so far? You got that there, Ace? Okay. All right. Casey, you got that okay? All right. Omar, you got that? Okay. So it looks like this. That's using our underlay, and we chose the base level is level 2.
I can't see my floors for some reason.
You can't see your floors right now? Oh, you mean over here? Okay. If you can't see this, okay, let me ask you this
No,
right now.
not that, like
The
on the
inside.
actual thing, like the inside's not like. colored,
Yes,
like
you
it's
mean
just
this right here? You're not seeing this?
No, you know how the inside of your house is shaded?
Yeah,
The
like- Mine's
floor?
not,
okay. If it's not shaded, first of all, we are right now on level 3.
right?
Okay, and you probably put in a concrete floor. Okay, so when you took a look at this in 3D, does it look like this, or does it look, do you have a different finish on there?
No, I have the same one.
Okay,
Wood joist, 10 inches, wood finish.
okay, and it looks like this then in your 3D view.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to level 3 one more time. And you're saying you're not seeing this right here?
Yeah,
Okay, if you're not seeing that, that's interesting. You should be, okay, but you are seeing the exterior wall, right?
Yeah.
That could just be a graphics card. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just the graphics thing, if you zoom in a little. and
Oh,
then-
yeah, I just did. Yeah, you're right. If you zoom, watch this. See, if you zoom out a little bit, it may kind of blink out on you.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, okay,
It's like,
so,
oh,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
again, it's the non-compatible graphics card. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna put a roof on. Now I'm gonna show you a really easy way to make a roof. Okay, we're going to put in a roof with a 1-foot overhang, and we're going to put, because this is a simple roof, we can do it this way. We're going to put a slope on each of the edges. Then we're going to edit it so it looks right. So to do this, we're going to go to roof right here. So go to roof, and then we're going to change the roof over here to wood rafter, 8-inch asphalt shingle insulated, which is the bottom one there. We just want to use the asphalt roof right there. So we'll choose that. Okay, now what we're going to do here, do you guys all see the overhang is set at 1 feet? Do you guys see that? You guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then define slope should be checked right now. You guys all see that? Okay, now watch this. We're going to bring our cursor right here. Now notice that when I bring my cursor right here, it gives me a dashed blue line at the top. That's what I want. That's where I want the roof to go. So I'll go there. And I'm just going to go around the entire perimeter, just like I did before. This is how you do this. And we'll just go right around until we get to here. And once you're done, and it looks like this, click your green check mark. And it says, would you like to attach the highlighted walls of the roof? In this case, say attach. Okay, and then take a look at it in 3D, and it should look like this. You guys all seeing this right here? Yeah, nope. Okay.
We say we just don't have doors. We're not allowed.
It's actually a prison.
That's your
I like this house.
So therefore, you want to be here for the floor plan. Yep. So you want to be here. And here.
You see it,
So dirty screen here. Okay, and then we'll go here and we'll go to roof. And we change the rest of it should be straightforward. And then just 1 foot, and the rest of it should be good to go. So we'll go here. Yeah, go ahead and go around the perimeter. And then we'll go right
I've seen her. She's like,
okay, we'll get there. Attach. We'll take a look at it 3D. Good. Okay, yeah. Okay, you want to go, okay, that's your ceiling level. Okay, right here, that's a reflective ceiling. So take the X that comes out of there. And that's your reflective ceiling at your basement. So click the X to get out of there. Move that over the way. Okay, we've got, okay. So what you want to do is you want to click the plus sign. This is one. Now, open up level 2. Now go to your, yeah, well, I'm sorry, level 3, I'm sorry. Level 3. Now, level 3, you want to now change your underlines. So go down, scroll down. So these controls, okay? So then you want to go to the range, click that, the little none, click on there, click the arrow, choose level 2. Okay, now you're going to go to.
you say rooms and things, you get one guy.
Now you're going to choose this. And you're going to choose your little bottom one, right? Right was up there. So you're going to touch the outside corner. You want that there. You know, the perimeter, you want to go all the way around. Yeah. Click the green check mark. Say attach. And take a look at it in 3D. Okay, now at this point, this is what's known as a hip roof. Now, if any of you have ever put in a roof, you probably know that's a lot of angles going on right now. The truss work on this is actually a lot more tricky than just gables. Okay, gables, you typically just put trusses in place right there, which your trusses are like this. Just kind of put them in place. So a gable roof is what we really want here. Okay, so what you want to do is get into a view that's like this. Because what we're going to do, we're going to take the slope off this and off this. So get into a view that's like this, and then double click on the roof. And when you double click on the roof, it goes back into this right here. Okay, it goes right into this. Okay, which is what we want. And so now what we want to do is we want to click on this line here, and then we want to uncheck define slope, because we don't want this one. So for this one, the two short ends here and here, you want to take the slope off those. And when you take the slope off those two things, it's going to look a whole lot better. Click your green check mark, and it's going to look like this, which is much improved. Rotate it around, it's going to look like that. So that is how, if you've got a roof that's simple enough, you can simply put your gables all in, put your slopes all in, then just remove them as you need to. Okay, little trick, little faster way to do things right there. That work for you guys? Okay, that work okay, Therese? Okay, good. Omar, working okay? Okay, let's save it. Now at this point, now at this point, we have the basic elements. We have our levels. We created our walls. We've got a first floor, we got a second floor. We actually created our basement floor. We got 2 wood floors. Now what we want to do is we want to put in our windows. Okay, we want to put in our windows and our doors. Now, the windows and doors that we have in place right here, let's go back, let's go to level 1 here. And level 1 looks like this right now. Now, what I've loaded up here, there's a bunch of content I have here, and I'm going to let you guys design the doors and the windows yourself. Let me show you what mine looks like. Okay, this is what it's going to look like when you're all done, roughly like this one here. So this is what you want it to look like. Also, you notice I got some vehicles here. Okay, so we're going to do, let's do a couple things here first. Okay, now I've got this right here. And as you pull this around, you're going to notice I got this front door right here. I got like a big front door. This is like a commercial type building. And I got some windows here. Okay, so we're going to put those in. So just take a look at that. But one other thing we're going to do before we go any further is we want to put in this right here. This is our concrete pad. Now the concrete pad right there, it's a generic 12-inch concrete pad. The level is set at level 1. Okay, we got it right there, and then it's going to go down. So we want to actually put that in place right now just to kind of orient that a little bit better. So let's go to our plan. We're going to go to level 1, and our level 1 looks like this. Let's go there. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to put in a concrete pad around here. So let's go to level 1. Now watch this. Okay, now make sure, you want to be sure you're on level 1, not level 1 ceiling. And you can tell because the icon right up here, it says level 1, floor plan level 1. It doesn't say ceiling. If it's got little lines in it, you might be in a ceiling plan. So make sure it looks like this. Okay, so now that we're looking at level 1, what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and put in a concrete floor. It's easy to do. So we'll go to floor right up here, and we want to change it right here to generic 12-inch should be fine. Yeah, generic 12-inch will be the way to go. So choose generic 12-inch. Now watch this. What we're going to do is we're simply going to define, actually, do I want to do the, yeah, I want to go to the outside here. Okay.
Could
And-
you just make a rectangle around there?
Well, a rectangle won't really work, so we're going to do this a little bit differently. What we're going to do instead is let's do this right now. Yeah, let's get rid of this where it says extend into wall. Let's get rid of that. Uncheck that. Let's try this again, see if we can't get that. Yeah, you want it to go right on the outside. Okay, and the reason why is because you just kind of want it to go around because we don't want a floor on top of a floor. So you're going to do that. And when you do this, you're going to see that it goes around the perimeter, something like that right there. You want the little purple line to go all around the perimeter like that. So that's what you want. Okay, then once you've got that, we're going to make a big rectangle like you were saying. Okay, then we make a big rectangle around here. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to make a big rectangle like this. Now, once I've done this, I've created an inside boundary and an outside rectangle. Once I've got that, I click my green check mark and take a look at it in 3D. Don't attach, and take a look at it in 3D. And it should look like this when you're done.
I don't know, I don't have that.
I got the highlighted floors overlap warning.
Okay, then if you get that, that means it didn't like what you did. So try it again. So click the red X and get out of there and tell it you're just going to quit and try it again. And again, as you're working with it, this is what you want it to look like. You want to have 2 different boundary lines, one around the inside here. You do not want to overlap the other floor because that'll get kind of messy. You'll get an error, but you want to go ahead and do this. When you hit the green check mark, did that work for you there, Armando? Good. Colin, that work okay? Good. All right, Casey, that work okay? Nope, not working. Okay. All right. So again, what we're doing is it's a 2-step procedure. We're defining the inside here using our picking walls. We go around here, and then we just make a rectangle around the whole perimeter. And when we do that, we hit the green check mark,
Did that.
and we don't attach it. And you should then look like that.
I don't know why that one works and then. All right. Luckily, felt like we had some-
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Take a look at it. Okay, just good.
Yeah.
What's that now?
But I changed like
What's that?
I changed like, so it was even.
Because
on
they're on
all
the same
sides.
floor, actually. So that's actually.
You can see even on all sides, like mine. See, like, dude, it's not computer.
No, you got it.
Like, hit a
It's
wall.
good. Yeah, but they're separate. It's like here.
Yeah, and then you can change like, I just did 20 on all sides. Okay. But you can do whatever.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I think my computer did it for me.
Set it.
Okay, let's do this, hit the red X. Yes. Let's go north. What's this first one? You wanna uncheck that? Touch the right side of it. Yep. Where is it? Any further? No.
It's good idea.
This over here. Can you check that?
That's like. That's why. So, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so now at this point, what you want to do at this point is now you've got a first floor, you've got a second floor, and you want to begin to put in the windows, and this is gonna be the last thing we're gonna do for tonight. And then you're gonna hand this in when you're done. So this should probably take a little bit of time. So what we want to do right now is we want to begin to put in doors, like, and I got some commercial doors loaded up, and I got a couple other things right here. I also put some goodies in there. I put in a garbage can, I put in a bike rack, I put in some stuff like that. So those are some kind of fun things you can kind of work with as well. But for right now, let me just show you how to get the first couple in here. Now, what I'm going to do is just take a look at this. Now, what I've got here is over here on the level one. If I go into, is this the right one? I think it is. Let's go to this one. Okay, right here. Okay, so I've got this one right here. Now, this is actually a door exterior double 2-light 72 by 84-inch door. That's what that's called. So door exterior double 2-light. So I'm going to go back over here to level one. And what I want to do is I want to insert that. So to do that, I go to my doors and I got it right here. Door exterior, it's the first one. Door exterior double 2-light. You guys will see that? You're going to click here and pull your cursor. So just grab the particular size you want. And then you want to take this right here. And as you place it right here, you're going to see that Revit automatically wants to find the center of the wall. So you go ahead and click on the center of the wall just right there. And then at that point, that looks pretty good. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to place one over here. And again, we'll place one probably over like here. And again, this is at this point right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a little bit of freestyling right now, just to kind of get these in here. And I'm going to place a set of doors here and a set of doors there. Now, when I've got them all done, I press my escape key a couple times, and I'm going to take this off of realistic just to make it look a little bit better. And I'm going to take a look at it in 3D. And when I do that, the other 3D, this one right here, take a look at that. Now I've got some doors in place here. So I've got some doors in place, and now at that point, they're centered and they're looking pretty good there. That's what we have right there. So that's the first thing we would do is put in some doors. And then as we kind of rotate around here, you could put them in other locations if you wanted to. This is just to get us started, okay? So you want to place some doors, okay? You want to do that.
But we can put them wherever we want.
You can put them wherever you want to, yeah, but you want to, as you get into this right here, you're going to be very conscious if it doesn't look right. So that's something that you're going to learn. That's part of this process is kind of looking at it, making it symmetrical, or just making the design even and consistent. Okay. So we got that. How are we doing there? You got doors going okay there? Okay. So now that we got those, and you can put more or less in later. Now we're going to do the next thing, which is put in some windows. Now on the first floor here, I use these windows here because I thought they looked really good. There's more, but the window that I chose right here is a window casement double 57 by 72 inches. Window casement double 57 by 72. So that's what I want to put in here. So window casement double. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to start to place those in here. So I go to window and the one I want is window casement double. I've got it right here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to begin to place these. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go right along here. And what you want to do with these casement windows, they swing out. Okay. So you want to get these so that they actually swing out and you want to get them consistently so that they're actually even. And so as you're working with this, you just want to be mindful of the fact that you want to, yes.
Is there a way to make it so it's not blue? Because it's like super hard to see. Like mine's different than yours. Like mine's blue, like the numbers and stuff are blue.
My numbers are blue too.
Yeah, but my floor is
yeah. Well, we went down here. Remember, we went down here and we changed this to hidden line. If you change this to hidden line, that should help you.
okay.
So try that. And
What one's hidden line again?
you want to use hidden line, yeah. How you doing there? It working?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. And then once you get some, and again, you'll have time to do this. I just want to show you how to get it started. And you'll take a look at it and your 3D view will start to look like this next. Okay, something like that. So now at this point, this is where you can start to pay attention to what your design will look like. Okay, so you got this going on. So that's our, that would be how this looks. And then you can start to take a look at this in different configurations. And you could also even make the actual windows so they're placed higher or lower depending upon what you want to do. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with the second floor. We're going to put windows on the second floor. Now, this is something, if you take a look at mine right here, this is what we have going on here. I've got them like this. So they're kind of stacked. They're kind of not. I deliberately left some imprecision in mine, but you can go ahead and work on yours and place them as you want to, which is what you're going to do now. So let's go ahead and begin to place, go to the second floor. We're going to go to level 2, and we're going to place, we're going to go ahead and begin to do that now. So we'll level 2, and we'll place, we're going to go ahead and place windows here. And I'm just going to use the same windows, and I'm just going to basically use the first floor as my guide. And just kind of like place these that I'm doing right now. And you should be able to see at this point, you should be able to see the first floor as an underlay. Can you guys see it? You guys seen it as like an underlay? Good. At this point, we should be able to place these pretty consistently around here. And then take a look at it in 3D just to verify what you got going on there. It should look something like this right now. And that is how you begin to place this. And now, now you can kind of think of things like, for instance, you might think, you know what? A circular window would look really good right up there. And it would. So that's where you'd actually go out and you'd actually download that, try to find it. Or you could put a square one if you have a square one there. But like a nice, like a half circle or circle would look great there. It would look great here. And there's also some other goodies I have in here, and but this is how we're seeing right now how you can go from 0 to 120 pretty quickly, just by understanding what Revit's doing and understanding some of the physics of it and how to get these in place right here. So we have that going on. Okay. I'd said that there were a couple goodies out here, so I'm gonna show you where to get those right now. Now, if you go down here in your project browser, if you click on families down here, you'll see that you've actually got a few things down here, I think. Where do I have it right here? Do I have them here? Maybe generic models. Yeah, I got under generic models, I've got a few cars here. I've got this, let's see here. I thought I had a sports car. I know I had a sports car. Okay, what happened to it? All right. So I got a Ford pickup truck here, so I'll drag that in. I'll drop that there. All right. And I'll drop that. And, all right. And let's see here. Okay, that doesn't work so good. Oh, I've also got a building sign out here. So I'll go ahead and drop that in here. All right, now you got to put this building sign in like that. All right, and I may have to take a look at it in a different view. Let's see here. Oh yeah, they went too far. Okay, okay, yeah, they went on the wrong level. So I got to grab these and I got to put them on level 1 because they went to the basement. So I got to change those. So level 1, level 2, I can go ahead and take those. And I got to put them up on level 1. And this one, which is a sign, I'm going to put that on the first floor too, level 1. Now at this point, I've got this right. I got the sign text. And what you're able to do is go into this right here and you can change that. And let's see here, what can I change the sign text to? Okay, I'm going to change the sign text and I'm going to make it say, okay, why not? I'll say Spring Drive, name of my company. Graphics. Okay, so you're able to do this kind of a thing and you're able to put a sign like that. Okay, and so when you have that, when you got that, you're able to go ahead and you can save that, I guess. Okay, so save that. And then at this point, okay, did that get that? So you didn't really get, okay, so try that again. Yeah, I think I've got to do that elsewhere. Maybe I got to change it here. So here.
I just want level 1. Which means you're probably putting it in the basement. Not having that.
Yeah.
Why does my car show up?
What's that?
One of my cars just shows up as like a flat surface. I tried putting in Toyota, and it's just like a random flat piece. It doesn't actually have any.
Yeah, that's a bogus one right there. I had some really cool ones right there, but that's just unfortunately, yeah, okay, so I gotta kind of fix that. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I think that doesn't really. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to simplify that. Okay.
Go to generic models.
So I guess let's do this. All right. Okay.
Putting a couch, I just put a singular couch right in the middle of my house.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it like that. Now, yeah, if your trucks are coming through on the wrong side, they're coming through in the wrong location, they are, and you might just have to zoom in or zoom out a little bit to see them. Yeah, they should, just gotta make sure they're on level 1. If they're too low or you're not seeing them, just rotate it around until you see them. And then over here, we also have some other content. Let's see, this one right here, where is this now? Ford Mustang, where's the Ford Mustang? Okay, may have to, let's see here. Maybe it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is the Ford Mustang? It should be there somewhere.
Drag it from here to here.
You just drag it.
Where are you getting that from? The engineer ones.
Okay, if you guys want to put in the Ford Mustang, it's under here, under Entourage. Entourage is right here. So if you go to Entourage, you'll be able to go ahead and put that in. So it's under here, under Entourage, and you'll go ahead and grab the Ford Mustang. And you go ahead and take that one and drop that in there, which looks pretty darn
Is
good.
there a difference between using component and that?
You can use component too. That'll work too. They'll both work.
I can't get the truck to go in. Okay, well, let me drag it.
Okay, go to level 1.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in level 1. Okay, and then oh, you're still in this editing mode here. You have to finish that first because don't attach. Yeah, if you're okay now, just click to release it. And now let's try it. Let's go. You can go from there and then yeah, so go down there and just drag it right to there. Yeah, drop it right there. And then the other one is under Entourage is where your
Cars.
your Ford.
It's where we're saying.
Was that?
You're,
Okay, just take it.
you know, you can see what the cars legitimately look like if you just keep zooming in and out.
Okay. See if I can confirm. Okay, and then if you just zoom in a little bit.
It's
you'll
so
see-
lag.
Go to level 1.
So bad.
Okay, it's got to level 1. It's the ground. So it's so bad. Okay, and then level 1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's change this right here. to highway line.
It's not supposed to come that's been my condition.
Plants are still a good cost on there. That's what deal like you got before.
That's what
I'm not sure if you can see it. If you just do space bar, you can see it.
What your day is.
That's the most thing.
I'll do it over. All right, okay.
Damn, I can't place.
All right.
Why is the
Okay,
Mustang
let's
facing
do
the
So you want to get a couple vehicles in there. And you want to save it right there. Okay, now what I did here is, yeah, you can actually go in and edit a little sign right here. And when you go in and edit the sign, it's, you know, this is where you can put any naming you want to. Let me show you how you do that. The sign, first of all, it's located. If you go down here, you got building sign right here. And when you select it, check this out here, guys. When you select that right there, you're able to go ahead and if you want to change it, you go up here to edit type. And when you go to edit type, this is where you can actually change it. Sign text. And it says that it's underneath the, yeah, so we got that right there. And then lettering, red lettering, and then you got stucco tan. So you got a few things in here you could go ahead and work with, but you got that. So once you got the sign in place, you go ahead and place that. You can take a look at it in 3D, and then you're going to have something that looks like this here. And yeah, and so you want to save it. And then at that point, go back to my other 3D view, which is here. Okay, so here's my other 3D view. I got a couple trucks. I got a couple of the others. And this is what the sign is. What's that?
I'm putting in bike stands now.
You can put in bike stands too. That's under here. I've actually also got, yeah. Don't know where those are. Yeah, so if you go to component, under component, there's a lot of different goodies. I got a bike stand here. I've got a few other things. You can go to bike stand and, you can put that right there. Put a couple in actually. And they went into the basement level, but that's okay because I can fix them.
How do you edit the text on the side again?
What you do is, hold on. Okay, there we go. For some reason it's not there. All right, what you would do is to adjust the sign, you click on the sign, and then when you have it selected, you go over here where it says edit type. Can you see where I'm at right here? So you click on edit type, and then over here, you can put in the sign text right there. And we will go ahead and do that. And you're kind of limited how much text you can put on there, at least the way they have this set up, but you got that. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. So we'll do that. I should move that over. Not sure if that would do that or not. Okay. Okay, and so what you've got going on here at this point, that is pretty much everything. So that wraps it up for tonight. That is what I wanted to cover. So at this point, you just want to refine your, you want to refine the text, rather the windows and so forth, put in a couple different vehicles, get those in place. There is actually, if you go over here to component, there is a bike rack. And the bike rack, you just want to make sure it goes in the right location. In this particular case, I want to make sure it goes to level 1, which I will do. Drop that there. Put another one over here. Why not? And so you got a couple of bike racks right there. And that's how we'd be able to go ahead and make that work. I got one that's down here and it got kind of embedded into that. And I think I might have I got a couple planters and stuff like that too. I don't think I put in any, didn't put in any, really cool content. Park bench. I got a park bench here. All right. And I want to make sure that's going on to level 1. So you can go ahead and put a park bench in here. I'll put another one over here like that. And so, yeah, so this gives you a basic idea as far as how to begin to put in content. And yeah, that is how we go ahead and make that work. So, and when you get into the rendering aspect of where you can actually render this stuff and make it look really, really good, there's just a lot of really interesting things you can make happen here. But at this point, you've got a sign, you got a few other things. There's a lot of other goodies you can put in here. But once you got this done, you want to save it as level project with your name, and you want to submit it, and you want to go ahead and submit it up through Brightspace. And that's all we're going to do for tonight. Also, make sure you save your own version on your thumb drive. You don't want to lose this because it's going to be kind of fun to have. And we're going to do a little bit more work with this in the future too. So go ahead and upload it. You want to submit it. And then that is all we're going to be doing for tonight. Next week, there is no class. Okay, so when we come in next week, the week after that rather, we've worked on this. We're actually going to start to work on a cottage. We're going to do that. And we're also going to see how to get topographical information, such as we would use in construction technology, and move it over into this whole situation here. So we're not just making a concrete pad. We're actually going to be working with actual topography. All right, that'll do it for tonight. So set that, and that will do it. All right, well, looks like you guys are getting the concept of this, and it's actually getting a little bit easier. So as you're working with it, it's just going to take time to get familiar with it and feel good about it. It's just how it works. So what's that?
Where are we submitting this to?
Brightspace, same location we've been working with, and this one is actually
Is it level project?
Level project is right here, yep.
Okay.
And you want to go ahead and do that? So you want to make that work? Okay, we'll see you, Casey. Have a good night. Be careful driving home, look out for the deer. And so you want to go ahead and save that, and you want to submit it. You guys can see the submission, can't you?
If you submit it.
You guys should be able to see it, yeah.
Level project.
All right. And that is how we do that. All right. It's good, everyone. You guys are doing great. And as we're getting along here, you guys will have some capacity to kind of like do your own design, but we got to walk before we run. But we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. So as long as you can do these basics, then we can move on to something else. That'll be good. All right. See you, Armando. Have a good night. Yep. All right. See you guys. Have a good night.
Oh, shoot, I almost forgot.
It was showing off, is it the graphics? Because it was showing off of the grid, off of the concrete pad.
What's that?
It was showing off of the concrete pad and I was it shows up with that on there.
Okay. All right. That's easily fixed though. I'll go ahead and select that, click on that. All right, you want to put it on level one. Oh, yeah, let's, I put it in the basement to start, so.
Okay.
And then you'll just have to move the position, so you drop it there. And then you want to grab the other two. And make sure you're on level one as well. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll do some with the truck. Select the truck. And then level one. And then just leave that, yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay,
You got it. And then you want to save it and submit it, just like.
I submitted the first one.
Okay,
It messed up so much.
okay, so go to, yeah, go to save as project. And you can hit cancel. Okay, hit your escape key right now. All right, and let's do that file and save as project. Okay. And then there, just name it number 2, -2. Perfect. Hit save. And go ahead and submit that one. It should let you do it. And the thing is, I'll just use the more recent one.
I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, but
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I missed a day. I was extremely sick.
I know.
I was extremely sick.
All better now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It just was RSV, huh?
Yeah, it was a flu.
Okay,
Got tested for COVID
yeah,
and it just put me down. So
yeah.
I'm over, so I gotta.
Yeah, I had a little 1 day thing hit me, just like, whoa, it looked like it was 36 hours.
It's
And
not,
I
it's
was
not a
really
good
sick.
thing. It's
Yeah, my son-in-law got the same thing, so yeah, it's a little virus going around and, yeah, just go ahead and submit the other one. I'll grade the one that's more recent. I'll grade the number 2 and
Then-
as long as you can submit that.
and what I'm doing too is I'm getting not too many mistakes, but I'm learning.
It takes time. It takes time. And the thing is, the more time you spend with it, the more familiar it's gonna get. And so also, the biggest thing too is if you get kind of curious about it and you get like,
Yeah,
what if I can do this?
Yes.
That's when you really start to take off. Because then honestly, that's what it's been for me. And the thing is, so,
And I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I think my son
No.
is.
well, and my thing is when I'm teaching in this kind of manner is I try to show you where the mouse clicks are. And it's kind of like I have the same philosophy with this as I do with having my kids. When I raise my kids, it's kind of like this. My kid's ability is kind of like here. Okay, it's not developed yet, and my ability to teach is right up here, so my input's gonna be big.
Yeah.
And as time goes by, they do this. Yeah, I have to do less, you know, so when you raise your kids, it's that way,
Right.
and when I teach, I try to do the same thing, so I realize I try to get you guys confident. My big thing is if I can just get you guys feeling good about it with a string of successes, then okay, then at that point, you kind of know where to click, you've been down this road before, you know what to do there. If I say to do something, you can do it, you can repeat that. And then, you know, if a hiccup comes up or so forth, you've got at least some idea as far as like how to troubleshoot it. If nothing else, you can undo it and kind of take it.
I think that's the biggest thing. Oh, the
Yeah.
word, the undo.
Oh, I use it
Undo is-
constantly.
yes.
I do, and the thing
Yes.
is, you'll use it constantly too, because what happens is if you can just simply undo it and get back to a point that's known,
Right, right.
that's really the thing. And so you just use your undo, that's why it's there.
And what I do also is I after class, probably like on a Friday, I go through and do whatever we did this class,
That's
go
good.
back and try to redo it. I try to redo it. Last week I was out of it. I was completely gone. And
Well-
I didn't want to, the way I was feeling, I couldn't get everybody sick.
No,
I was
no,
hanging out
you
with
did the right thing. You did,
Wow.
I would have done the same thing. I don't want you guys to go sick.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't count it against you. It's
appreciate
an
that.
excused absence, so it's not a problem. And so just, yeah, so, no, Ace, you're doing fine. You're doing great.
The guys are flying, but I'm.
They're not necessarily flying.
The last class, those guys, they were racing. I mean,
Yeah.
those guys are really fast. So I'm like,
It takes time. It's just be easy on yourself, and as you can, outside of class, just repeat it, get
Yes.
familiar with it. Also, there's a lot of, I actually have, one thing I have here too, this is actually a great little thing here. The Autodesk actually has, you can look on screen there, but right here, if you go out here on Brightspace, I actually put something out here for you guys. And it's located here. And what I did is I have a thing called Revit tutorials. Now, this is just a link to the Revit Quick Start Guide. And so if you go out here, there are all these little videos
okay.
that just tells you how to do these things. Really, really valuable. Each one is like maybe 3 minutes long. And a lot of this is just reviewing what we've gone over. And this is a gold mine. I mean, I came up with this, said, man, why read? Like, for instance, you go here and you go to view, and it gives you a little movie. You know, a little movie comes up here, tells you exactly what's going on. And so you start it. And then at this point, it actually talks about how it actually works. And then video comes up, gives you this right here. You can make it full screen if you want to. And yeah, so that's what you do there. And so it just shows you. So a lot of what we've already done is already here. And the same content is in there. So, and again, this is right here on Brightspace, and it's under here under Revit tutorials. You go there and there's all this, it's right there. It's a direct link, and there's like several hours worth of videos just teaching you the basic
wow.
things we've learned so far. Yeah. So
'Cause I can do this at work. And
yeah.
like I said, before I came to class tonight, I was going through it. I went through the videos and everything again. I'm just like, okay. And I've gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm still making mistakes, but I'm not making the mistakes that I was making.
No, and that's the thing. And the biggest thing is just like kind of, again, the biggest thing I try to really, I'm going to stop this. The biggest thing I always try to tell my students is make sure you end a